Hey, what's up everybody? Cat Kings here for another fantastic video. Before we get into today's video, I just want to talk to you heart to heart and let you know how I'm doing. To be quite honest, I've been really struggling with my depression and anxiety, and at the same time as I've been at all-time low, I've also been at all-time high. So my partner left. They're going to see a friend for an undefined amount of time, and I'm wishing the best for them and that they're having fun. But since they're gone and I'm sort of here stuck by myself for what will be the majority of the days, I will be trying to upload more and live stream more. I've been really struggling and also really coping. It's hard to explain, but one of the things that's been bothering me recently is I feel a disconnect from some of my friends, from my acquaintances, etc. I don't feel like they really have my best interests at heart and at mind, and that they're not really wanting to hang out with me. I feel like they're just kind of avoiding me and not really telling me the truth. I've lost some people and I've also gained some people, but it's weird because I don't really know anybody like on a consistent basis at this very moment that wants to hang out with me. I mean, I run into this dude in Middletown named Chris who's pretty nice, but that's about it. I don't really know anybody who wants to hang out with me on a consistent basis, and it kind of makes me sad. You know, and it's just, it really sucks that I don't have as many friends that want to be around me as I thought. Like, one of my friends keeps saying they're busy and they make plans, or they've got some excuse why they can't hang out, and the only time they hang out is when, like, let's say I have, like, you know, extra vape juice or something, or I'm making a big meal, you know, and they don't have any food, stuff like that. They come over to use me, I feel like, or if they can make money off of me or whatever, get something for one of the friends. It's just, it's really difficult to feel that way because I want a good friend. I want a friend who wants to hang out with me, and the closest I've had to that has been some dude who hung out with me like a few weeks ago. I don't know. It's tough, man, you know? It really sucks. I just want a good friend to hang out with me. And I don't like feeling so alone. You know, it used to be cool when I'd spend time in solitude and stuff like that, but now it's like without Emma around, miserable, kinda. I don't know, it's like people don't really want to know about it. You know, don't really want to talk about it. I don't know how to describe it, I guess you'd say. I mean, for real. I just really want things to work out. I just really want a good friend to be around me. I'm tired of feeling like there's some gap, there's some bridge in between me and a friend that I can't seem to close. Okay, so today we're going to read a Sims creepypasta, and it's from, it's on Reddit actually. You just have to search up the Sims creepypasta and you can find it. So let's go ahead and start. And by the way, I'm sorry if I have trouble breathing. It's just when I talk, it seems like when I start getting to talking, I can't really breathe properly sometimes when I record these videos. It could be that I don't take breath in between my speech, you know, whatever. Okay, I live in a small town in Canada and really loved video games. I always bought new games whenever they came out, even if they weren't very good. But one stood out. It was called The Sims. I thought it may be a stupid life simulator, but I actually enjoyed so much that I would often fake being sick just so I could stay home from school to play The Sims. I bought each and every game until the latest Sims 4, until I was informed that my parents sold each and every one of my Sim games. At this time I was about 12, so being too young to get a job was quite frustrating because now I couldn't get them. I mean, I had my allowance, but that is only like $5 a week, but I usually spent that money on candy, chips, or drinks. But I saved up about $20 and went to a couple flea markets just to browse around and buy, well, video games. But I came across this lady that was selling the game for $15. I immediately, without hesitation, began to pull out $15, but then they lowered it to $10. Why? So obviously I bought it immediately when I got home, put the disc in my computer's disk drive, and before long I could play. I started it up and saw the familiar intro screen and started playing. Sorry. When I got in, there was a tutorial, but I didn't play it because I didn't think I would need to. So I started to make a household and move them into a house. Everything was normal. I made 3 children and 2 adults. Then I went and made one of the kids go to sleep since he was tired, but he refused. I was very confused of why he wouldn't go to bed. I thought that maybe because this was a flea market game that it was a glitch, so I dismissed, but I probably shouldn't have, considering that not too long after the sim curled up and died of exhaustion. I was very confused considering that I didn't think that exhaustion was a way to die. Anyway, I dismissed it and made one of the adults plead with the Grim Reaper, but the Grim Reaper just claimed the child. So after that I saved and went to sleep. When I got back on, all the Sims were staring at me with just cold, dead eyes. I was so freaked out that I actually screamed, but nobody heard me considering that my brother was at the movies and my parents were at work. When I hit the playing button so the game would turn on, they still just stood there, as if they were waiting for me to do something. Before long, a person called the Sims phone, and only one of the Sims were normal at that point. So manning up, I made the Sim answer the phone, and the bubble at the top said, "Help me, or suffer." I was legit freaked out at this point, and a couple Sim hours later, the Sim curled up and died. Then my real phone rang, and a sinister voice came on saying, "Help me, or suffer." Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this real quick and give a quick little review. First of all, it was a very short story. There was no build-up. Why did they lower the price? Glad you found a flea market. That's a little more believable than stuff like eBay and all that, especially for the time this was made, which is in 2015. But obviously the eBay trope had become well known at that point, so I can't really give too many points. I don't understand how this is supposed to be scary, but at least you didn't have a lot of blood, gore, guts, stuff like that. There was nothing dramatic or like shock value. That's the one thing I can say. I don't know how it called your number and why there was no build up to everything. To be honest, I don't think gaming creepypastas in general can be scary, except for like the rare instances. You know, I remember back in the day I really liked being drowned, but you know, even then, looking at it on today's standards, you know, stuff like Psychosis, one of the best creepypastas, or Pen Pal, to come out in recent years that comes to memory. Those two are one or two of my favorites. The good creepypastas, the outstanding stellar ones, usually don't come from games that I can recall. The other thing is that I didn't understand is why you said that everything played as normal. Why would it not play as normal if you purchased the game? When you have to make a point that was playing normal, we already know where it's going. So the glitch thing and dismissing it, that's another bad one. I don't understand why people do. I just feel like so short and everything just got thrown in your face, but there was nothing offensive about the creepypasta, so I can give it that. Okay, so what do you all think? Let me know down in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about it. It was alright. It was alright. It wasn't the worst thing ever. By far not the worst thing ever. Okay, let's go ahead and go to another one. Give me just a second while this loads up on my phone, and we'll go ahead and get to reading this. This one I found on DeviantArt. Let's see how long it is. Fuck, okay, it's a little bit long, but not too worrisome. The other thing is punctuation is important, and using correct grammar. Actually creating paragraphs, I feel like a lot of these don't know how to do that, so it's just hard to read. It's just unpleasant to the eyes. Okay, so Danny Sims creepypasta from DeviantArt. This one was in January 31st of 2013 at 7:32 p.m. and within 52 seconds of that 33rd minute. On my 13th birthday, I received a copy of a Sims game my parents bought for me. At first, I wasn't too excited for the game because I was more into action-style games like first-person shooters. It didn't take too long for my parents to convince me to give the game a try. When I launched the game, it seemed to be a pretty simple game. Make your own family, decide what they do, and stuff like that. The first thing I did was build the mansion where my family was going to live. After 3 days of hard work, the mansion was finished. I had built the mansion with almost everything that I would die to have in my own house. Tell me about it. I mean, seriously though. I built an indoor pool, a workout room, a master bedroom, a kids room, and so much more. It was nothing short of sheer perfection. Now that the residence was built, I needed to create the family that would live in it. I needed them to be perfect too, nothing short of my expectations. I wanted the perfect family. The character creation screen appeared and gave me the base model of a tall male with blue eyes and brown hair, wearing a red polo and brown cargo pants. I took a second glance at him and thought to myself, this is exactly what I had imagined him to be. I looked at the name the game generated, called him Danny. I decided that since he was designed perfectly by random, that his random name was fitting. I clicked on the check mark and continued making the rest of his family. I created a wife befitting his appearance and personality and gave him 3 beautiful children. My family was finally complete. The last step was to give them more money so that they could be moved into the mansion I created for them. I finally had the complete control of a family in the palm of my hands. I could do anything I wanted with them. I looked to the top right corner to notice that a message box appeared displaying Danny's picture. The message read, "Thank you for the house. We are grateful." This was amazing. The sim I created actually spoke to me. I was confused, but flattered by his gratitude. Sorry, I don't know why this is happening. A year had passed in the game. Somehow, the children were teenagers and Elaine, the wife, was a high-ranking police officer that got a promotion almost every day. Danny, however, was the definition of a procrastinator. But there was something odd about him. Anytime I gave him a command, he would ignore it and continue doing whatever he wanted. He wouldn't even go to work, no matter how many times I gave him the command to do so. A while ago, he even opened a text box and said, "You can't make me do whatever you want." That message scared me. Last time I checked, the Sims were not supposed to be self-aware. He was the only one who actually talked to me and acknowledged my existence. One day, in particular, truly stood out to me in the game. Elaine took the kids out for the day to the beach while Danny was sleeping in for the day. As much as I wanted to watch Elaine and the kids on the beach, I figured that I should watch the house just in case any burglars showed up. That way I'd be able to get one of the Sims to call the cops, or to let Elaine handle them. While I was watching over the house, Danny was just waking up. Something bothered me about Danny though. His face actually looked scared and confused. He started running around the house, making a stop in every room and then running back around the house. Once he had searched every room, a message box appeared. It read, "My family! Where's my family? What did you do to them?" I was petrified. I wanted to answer him. I wanted to tell him they were at the beach, safe and sound. I couldn't think of a way to do so, but I was scared about what would happen if he didn't find them. He started screaming and running around the house again. Another message box appeared reading, "Where are they?" This box repeatedly appeared for a couple more minutes as he ran around the house frantically. He wouldn't listen to any commands I gave him. In fact, he'd scold me for trying. He'd say things like, "Sitting down will help no one." And, "How can I sleep while my Girl, bye. Did it just really exit out on me? Did it just really exit out on me? Why would it? What the fuck? Where are we? There we go. How can I sleep while my family's missing? Minutes had passed and he was still frantic. However, he had started to calm down. Finally, he was just standing in the middle of the living room, looking down at the floor. Any command I gave him, he would reply with, "Not now." He looked really depressed. He thought that his family was gone, never to return. Before anything else could go wrong, I commanded Elaine to return with the kids. Right after I gave that command, a message box appeared with Danny's picture in it like always. reading goodbye. The screen panned back to Danny's location. Ugh, here we go. Here we fucking go. Showing him standing there with the Grim Reaper fading in and out of nowhere. Danny grabbed the Reaper's scythe and dismembered his own head. The Reaper even seemed fazed by his actions. He backed away slowly, picked up his scythe, and faded away, leaving the body on the floor. Elaine arrived with the kids to the sight of headless Danny lying on the ground. They all burst into tears, crying for the loss of a loved one. Then a text box appeared. There was no picture in it. It wasn't from anyone, apparently. This is what it said: will haunt me till the day I die. This is what happens when you try and play goodness. Okay. So, what did I think? Not scary at all. Why did he commit suicide out of nowhere just because his family was gone for like a little bit? Just seems like jumping the shark. Did I like it? No, not really. Was it entertaining? No, not really. Kinda, sorta, I guess. His parents bought him the game, so I'll give them that. There was nothing weird about how he got the game or anything like that. He didn't write it off as a glitch or anything, and obviously he was aware that that's not how the game acts. But the fact that people, that Sim was talking to him just seemed kind of goofy. How? Was it haunted by a ghost? Explain. Where was the build-up? And it was too short. You know, they just jump in, they rush it, and then they just into the conclusion. And it always ends with some tragic death or something like, oh, how could you do this? When the player has no idea. So, these two creepypastas, cringypastas, really, they're alright. I like the first one better than the second one personally, but they're alright. Is there anything else I can find? Yeah, if your sim is freaking out, I don't see why you didn't command them to come back right away. Or furthermore, never play the game. If, like, that was the case, or look up why this is happening, you know what I mean? I would throw away the game, personally. I would destroy it. I would I would ask where my parents got it, trace that place down, go back there, you know, explain the situation, report it to their headquarters, and destroy the game. Alright, well, that's been this episode of The Sims 4 Cringypastas. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, or dislike and unsubscribe if you're not enjoying the videos. Let me know what you honestly think, and share this around to your friends if you don't mind at all. Also, be sure to reach out to me on Patreon at CowKings. Any dollar helps, and I always greatly appreciate it. It helps me be able to to keep creating content, because currently, I don't know if you understand this or know this, but I am unemployed. That is 100% my own fault. I am currently looking for a job, but in the meantime, it would really help me. If you can't, I don't blame you, and I'm not upset about it. And if you want your Patreon supported in the, put in the links or put down in the comments, let me know. You're free to self-promote in my channel. God bless you all. I will pray for you all, and if I forget, please forgive me for my sins. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you ever want to hang out or do some collab or anything, doesn't cost a dime. I'm more than willing to interact and socialize with any of you. Have a blessed evening, and here's to nothing but the best for everyone. Bye-bye!